Hi everyone, welcome back. The 100 days of the DevOps with AI tools learning path journey. I have completed day 38 agenda, that is about AWS Route 53 introduction. So it was very important concept for the DevOps engineer. So that is like understanding about that DNS concepts and about AWS point of view, how they have come up with that, providing that the DNS service. So as a DevOps engineer, if you are going to work with the AWS, yes, this is one of the very important concept. Yeah, so that's about Route 53 introduction. But knowing that the concepts is not enough, but you should know or you should do the practically exploring that concept, right? Yeah. So, but before understanding that concept, if you're following this learning path and if you are interested with this, yes, please like, comment, and share that. And don't forget to subscribe to this, the learning path journey. And yes, so there's the time to start about that. So so what are the main concepts you are going to learn it while doing the practical? Yes, in this 5 to 6 minutes video, the conclusion of it, what are the main steps that you are going to, we need to do that, that is, I'm going to try to cover that. And if you, yes, so if you're interested on this, as a DevOps engineer, definitely we should know that there is no interest on this. Yes, you should know this concept. But if you would like to enroll to this course, yes, all these concepts which are there, whatever I'm talking that, so all the concepts it has been given in the structured way, like one by one as a day wise, to complete that the agenda of the DevOps with the AWS. Yeah, let me talk it in this today's agenda, that is the day 39, the Route 53 with the practically exploring that. Yeah, let me share the screen and we continue with that. What are the important points that we have this from this section? The screenshot, yes. Do you see that? Yeah. So this agenda, day 39 agenda, AWS Route 53 demo with the GoDaddy. Yes, with the GoDaddy, how we are going to integrate it, that's we are looking that's in this demonstration, but not here practically. So as that, if you have enrolled to that course, in this today's session, what you are going to learn it, that concept, the high level points, I'm going to mention it here. Yeah, so this is about our workflow, the which we have. Yes, important points. So from this session, let me open this in the full screen video. Yeah, the Route 53 demo with the GoDaddy. So that is the main agenda. But yes, before that's working with the DNS or Route 53, we should have the domain, right? Suppose in that context, horizon10technologies.com is the domain. So the domain, I need to enroll it. So I need to buy it. We have some third-party providers who are providing that. Yes, you can approach that AWS team. Yes, within that AWS itself, you can search it that the domain which you are looking at, and you can register that the domain. Or we have some third-party providers, and yes, one of the best the provider is GoDaddy, which you can register the domain. So where they are going to give that offers on the base of like a top level domain which you are going to take it, whether they charge like per year, first year. Please go and check the plans properly. So first year maybe 200 rupee, 300, or maybe like 400 or 500. You can get it the domain, but on the base of the top level domain, the charges will be applicable. Yes, you can register the domain in the GoDaddy. And once that's the domain is available, either in AWS or GoDaddy, how you can configure that domain within the AWS. Because backend about our application is running in our AWS infrastructure. That is, as we are talking the before, application load balancer and auto scaling group. Yes. So in that application load balancer, so with that application load balancer, whatever application which has been integrated, so that's you need to route it through this domain. Yes, anyone hits that something example.com, yes, which you need to route to that ALB to that auto scaling group. That is the overall process. Yeah, so how do we enroll that the domain in the GoDaddy or AWS? Those points it was mentioned. And after that, Yes, once you have this about your public domain, that public domain, how do we configure that within AWS Route 53? And once that's the public domain is registered in the hosted zone, so that hosted zone names our records, how do we map it that in the GoDaddy account? Yeah, names our records are the very, very important. Yes, those names our records taking and defining that. And finally, so once that's a hosted zone has been defined in the Route 53, how do we define that alias records to en route to the ALB? So all these points that it has been covered in this video. So that is the agenda with the practically. It has been given that the complete demonstration, and you have the lab guide also to complete that. Yes, if you go for that about the forum, so here you have this one lab guide and one video. The video, which is having this approximately that's the 1.5 hour to 1 hour 45 minutes around of that it is there, and the lab guide also it has been given that the clearly step by step. Yeah, so that is the agenda. You are going to learn it practically in the real time. How do we map it the domain with load balancer and load balancer with the auto scaling group? Already ALB and auto scaling group of previous sections which was discussed, but ALB VRL we don't share it to the client. So we create a domain. That domain you can take it from third parties, or like you can have it with AWS. But as a AWS engineer or DevOps engineer, which we should know that how do we register the domain mapping to that the backend ALB to that auto scaling group. Auto scaling group contains endpoints. The endpoints to the backend databases. That is the next service we are coming to. Yeah, so that is the main concept. You are going to learn it today. I hope so that you are going to enjoy it by going through this example the practically, and let's try to complete it. The understand the first concepts and do the practically also. Yeah, so that's all from this section from my side. So high level view of that. So what is the day 39th agenda? So thank you, and we'll see this in the next agenda.